All right, let's start with the review. Chemically speaking, living things are which type of compounds? Yeah, you're correct. There are organic compounds. That's right. And organic compounds, what do we call them? Organic compounds. Correct, because living things are composed of carbon-based compounds. That means the backbones of living things are the carbon atom. What other important atoms besides the carbon atom are associated with living things? Good. Hydrogen. And the other one? You're right. It is oxygen. Okay, that's correct. So most of your living things are composed of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms. And yesterday we started with our lesson on biological compounds, the ones that are most important, and those are the four groups of biological compounds that we looked at yesterday. All right, and we gave you yesterday, we gave you some different kinds of examples of different kinds of biological molecules or different substances that are organic, and you had to group them into certain kinds of groups. And we came up with yesterday 4 different groups of biological molecules. Who can tell me one? All right, good. That's right. One group is called carbohydrates. Another group, okay, proteins. Very good. And another group of biological molecules, yes, lipids. And the final group of biological molecules we would say are, yes, you're right, nucleic acids. All right, and for the most part, you were able to pretty much separate those into the different kinds of groups in our in your little activity yesterday in your groups. And then yesterday we talked about the functions of some of these different biological molecules. Who can tell me one of the functions of carbohydrates? Yes, plant structure. Another example of a carbohydrate, energy, correct? And then we had one more common group of carbohydrates, and that was, yes, that is correct. It is energy storage. All right, let's continue on then, and let's take a look at what some important things that lipids do. Yeah, one good thing is the cell membrane. Another one. All right, good. That is that we would have used as this energy storage. And we talked about one more kind that you probably didn't even know were lipids. Yeah, you're right. And those are hormones. Okay, let's continue on and let's go next to proteins. Now, proteins, we didn't do a lot with proteins or greater amount of proteins. We'll talk a little about that later, but we'll take some general things with proteins, but we'll get into those in greater detail a little bit later. But what are some of the important things that they will do? You're right. Yep, correct. Movement. Right. Give me another one. Very good. Some transport. And another important thing that proteins might do. Yes, they're very important for chemical reactions. Yeah. What do we call it? The chemical reactions that occur throughout the things inside the living things. Yes, right. We call it metabolism. Right. And finally, our last group of amino acids, or biological molecules, we call those nucleic acids. And give me some examples of some of the things that the nucleic acids do. Correct. Protein synthesis. All right, another one. Good. Energy transfer. And finally, one other thing. Yeah, correct. The big one, heredity. That's the one you always like.